This is fucking Pacific Standard, guys. This is a show where we talk about all the old movies you might love and might remember. Who knows? I don't know you. You don't know me. I am Carter Briggs, and with me, as always, are my two co-hosts, Mason Winter.
Hello.
And Abel Stoika.
Let's talk about Treasure Planet.
Yes, indeedy. Today, we are watching...
And not Treasure Island.
We are watching Treasure Planet. Very importantly, not Treasure Island. Though, Abel, you were confused by this distinction? Do explain.
Yes. We were picking out movies, and Carter was like, let's watch Treasure Planet. And I just couldn't differentiate the two in my head. And looking into it, it looks like Treasure Planet is like a remake or like a retelling of Treasure Island.
It is.
But just in a sci-fi.
Yes.
I was about to say, I don't think so. It's in space.
Setting.
Yeah, it's Treasure Island, but in space, so they call it Treasure Planet.
Yeah, but it's different because it's a planet.
Yeah, it's different. It's scaled up. Mason can't see the connection. Mason.
I don't think so.
There's also a Bulgarian film called Treasure Planet, which is also an adaptation of Treasure Island. That's bizarre. We gotta watch this.
We no, we don't.
I'm with Carter on this one.
You can watch it, Abel. Why don't you get back to us on how it wins?
Okay, maybe I will. I will do it.
Anyway,
I'm just joking.
Let's get right into it, because I am going to be honest, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. I fucking love this movie. Anyway, who wants to do the breakdown? Should I do the breakdown, or does somebody else want to do the breakdown?
You can do the breakdown.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, I was going to say, I'd never seen the movie before.
Mm-hmm.
But to like sum it up, I think I shed a couple tears, and I think I cricked my neck for a couple days. But we'll get into it.
All right, let me do a brief plot synopsis. So, we have our main character. Oh, what's his name? Why am I blanking right now? What's our main character's name?
His name
Jim.
Is Jim.
Jim.
The coolest guy ever.
Jim is the coolest guy ever. So, we open on Jim. Jim is the coolest guy ever. He's like he made his own like hoverboard surfboard, like solar sailor surfboard thing. And he's flying around this.
Would have destroyed me as a 7-year-old or whatever. That would have been just the coolest thing ever.
Dude.
Like, holy shit.
Why do you think this is one of my favorite movies of all time? I wanted one of those so badly, you have no idea. We open on Jim on his solar sailor, and he's going through abandoned like mines and shit. And then he gets caught by the cops, and we find out maybe Jim's like a troublemaker. Maybe the coolest guy in the world's kind of like a troublemaker. He's got a single mom who runs an inn. She's just worked to the bone. And then a mysterious figure brings him a map to Treasure Planet. And so his friend Dilbert, his like kind of uncle figure, friend of the family Dilbert, who's a dog man alien thing, uses his savings to get a crew in a ship. The crew in the ship then travel to Treasure Planet. Here's the deal. If you haven't seen Treasure Planet, go fucking watch Treasure Planet. Do you understand me? All of you. Don't stop listening to this review. Go listen to Treasure Planet, then come back and listen to the rest of the review.
We're going to spoil everything.
We're going to spoil every fucking second of this movie. So go watch it. Bastards. Anyway, that was a little aggressive. I'm sorry. I apologize for being aggressive like that.
Are they gone?
Now that all the bastards are gone.
I can't believe Ben killed everybody. I was like, what?
Now that all the bastards are really gone.
This guy's he's just the coolest guy ever. Jim. He's got a reverse mullet. He's got one ear piercing. And he's going to juvie for space kite surfing. I probably would have thought this was the coolest kid ever.
The middle part, the back of his hair pulled into a ponytail, I was like, this man is Itachi Uchiha.
With the shaved sides. Oh my god, with the shaved sides.
With an earring.
He's the coolest. He even dresses cool, dude. Oh my God.
Dude, and he's always butting heads with his mom because he's such a cool teenager getting in trouble all the time.
But he's not even butting heads. This is what makes him even cooler. He's like, Mom, I didn't do anything wrong. And she's like, I can't deal with this right now.
Yeah, he's I was just out being cool.
And then like after his mom gets after him, he then starts doing the chores without a word. He doesn't even bug her.
Oh yeah, he's a good boy.
He's a good boy. He's a good
boy
kid.
who loves his mom.
He's a good boy who loves his mom.
He's trying to get the treasure to rebuild her inn.
He's such a good boy. Like you know how a lot of like kids of single parents will blame their single parent for their like kind of like lot in life? He doesn't. He knows it's his dad's fault, and he's fucking pissed at his dad, his absentee piece of shit father.
He's the one bad boy that like all the parents would be happy that their daughters would be going after because he's secretly a sweet boy.
Yes, he's the dude from Gilmore Girls. He's Nick, I think Nick from Gilmore Girls.
Dude, if you think I've seen any of Gilmore Girls, wild.
It's okay. The listeners understand. The listeners got my reference.
It's okay that he hasn't seen it, or the show is just okay.
I don't like Gilmore Girls, the show. So I was kind of forced into watching it, and I didn't like it.
This is just another example of a crazy sci-fi universe movie where they've got all these different species and races of people and everything, and the main character is just a white guy.
Just a white dude. Hey, look.
Well, the makers were like, how is he going to be relatable?
Yes. You got to make him
white guys.
It's fine.
They were white dudes. Should there be a person of color in this whole movie? Yes. Yeah, there should be.
And then the director was like, yeah, but there's that alien, you know?
There's a rock dude. There's
like a scorpion guy.
There's a scorpion dude. There's
a robot.
There's a cyborg dude who's also an alien. He's an alien and a cyborg.
There's a blob.
Shapeshifter?
And then there's a bunch of evil characters that don't look like the main character.
What is the shapeshifter blob called?
Morph.
Morph. Best character. Hands down.
I love Morph. I love Morph so much.
He pulled the biggest con.
He did.
And then Jim pulled the dog move where he was like, we'll put him in between us and we'll see who he loves more.
Yeah, I always thought that he was going to like backstab the main guy and really just be on the other guy's side the whole time. When they go off together.
Morph's a good boy.
Well, yeah, I didn't know that though because I hadn't seen the movie yet. He could have been a bad boy.
I'm gonna just list everything that I loved about this movie. Retrofuturism, like making like late 1600s, 1700s like piracy ships, and then setting it in a sci-fi universe.
It's amazing.
Cool. I love it. I love most types of retrofuturism, and this one is very unique. It's not really done anywhere else. I fucking love it. I love the aesthetic of this movie. I love how the crescent moon is a space station. I want a solar sailor. That's my second point. I want one now, and somebody better give it to me. I love the animation in this movie. I love the characters in this movie. I love the relationship between Mr. Silver and Jim and how they developed like a father-son thing. And Silver's like the first guy who doesn't just immediately treat Jim, an obvious genius, like a piece of shit. He's like, oh, wait, you're a genius. Wait a minute, I'm going to treat you with some respect and like actually teach you things instead of treating you like shit. Mr. Arrow is so cool. The big rock dude. I love him. He's so loyal. And then he just died. And then stupid spider guy kills him.
He like doesn't do anything. Like he just shows up and he's like, I'm the main guy. And then he dies. Yep. Right?
He kind of keeps the ship in order, and he like, because all the crew are pirates secretly, it doesn't go over like that. He exists to have like a person for the captain to play off of, and then he exists to be like the reason Jim kind of gets blamed for something, like Jim's abyss.
He's the guy to get killed to raise the stakes.
Yes, exactly. Another thing I love about this movie, so it's very obvious from the start. John Silver is the cyborg guy, is the pirate who burned down the inn. It's very obvious from the start.
Yeah.
And as an audience, we know this, and also Jim knows it. It's not one of those movies where the main character is like, oh, he's just the cook. He immediately like cues in and he's like, that's the guy. The reason.
Well, he's not sure for a little bit. There is a while where he doesn't know for sure.
He doesn't know for sure.
He sees it, but he puts blinders on so fast.
Yes, and that's what I like about it. I like that Silver he attempts to trick Jim, in his attempt to like trick Jim into like seeing him as a father figure, right? He kind of cons himself. You know what I mean? Like he cons himself into being a father figure. I really like how Jim was like, immediate, I'm suspicious of you, and then Silver had to like build his trust throughout the movie.
I thought that, that's an interesting plot point. He's his own downfall. Because if it was like any of the other guys, I feel like the other pirate crew, I don't think that would have happened.
No. The other pirate crew just would have killed Jim like 18 times. The only reason they don't is because Silver tells them not to. You know what else I love about this movie? Ben, who should be so much more annoying than he is, but because it's Martin Short, it's actually funny and good.
Yeah, I thought he was a cool little dibby. I thought he was funny. He's like C-3PO, but better.
Yep, just wild. He's losing his mind. Yeah, I just love this movie. I love the story. I love the action. I love the animation. I love the set pieces. It's all just great. What about you guys? What did you think?
I thought it was good. I definitely think that I would have liked it a lot more if I watched it when I was in the target demographic for it. But I guess it is kind of like a family movie. Yeah, I would watch it again. And it's kind of shocking that it didn't even make its production budget back when it first came out. Although it was so expensive. Holy moly, $140 million. That's about $250 million in today's money.
Yes. No, it's I think it's expensive because it was one of the first movies to mix 3D and 2D.
Yeah, which looked really good.
It looked amazing.
It looked great,
especially for the time. The only place where you can the only place where you can really like notice it is with the whales, the space whales. Every other part, it's so seamless.
I really liked when they did they mixed the 3D and 2D, like where a character's arm would be 2D, but then I remember specifically they twist a doorknob and lock the door, and the doorknob lock is 3D, and it's animated so seamlessly with the 2D animation that I've definitely seen that before now, but imagining seeing that for the first time in 2002 would just blow my mind.
It's insane. And it's so crazy that it didn't make it was like the last movie after the Disney it's the last 2D movie after like animated movie after the Disney Renaissance, right? Disney really stopped doing 2D animation after this. It's just so good. It's such a great movie that I'm pissed at everyone in 2002. What the fuck were you doing, people, in 2002? The recession hadn't hit yet.
You're watching 2 Matrix movies.
Well, fucking stop doing that and go see Treasure Planet, you bastards.
Isn't that crazy that they released 2 Matrix sequels in the same year?
It is. It's kind of ridiculous.
That's never gonna happen ever again.
No.
Like, how lucky they must have been.
Man, they just restarted Spider-Verse. We're never gonna see Spider-Verse 3. The world will end before we see Spider-Verse 3.
Yeah, when is that slated to come out right now?
It was slated to come out 3 months ago, and then like 6 months from now, and now they've fully restarted the project.
They fully restarted it?
They're reworking the script, like fully reworking the script.
Oh my god!
So it's probably gonna be like another 4 years.
That's crazy, because it was supposed to come out it was supposed to come out 6 months ago.
Yep.
How long do they think an animated movie takes to make, especially when they're like the last one? How long was that? That was like almost 2.5 hours.
Yep.
That's crazy. Someone got fired because of that.
I'm actually happy they're doing it because I'd rather see something great again than something they rushed to put out. But I don't think Sony's happy.
They put that expectations.
No, like they said they were going to release it a year after.
Realistic.
Yeah, they said they were going to release it a year after the second one. No, it's not happening.
Yeah, speaking of Spider-Verse, that's like this is like the first step towards what Spider-Verse is doing now with animation, like merging all these different animation styles, like a collagist kind of. Yeah, the Spider-Verse stuff, that probably wouldn't exist without Treasure Planet, or at least would exist very differently.
Yep. Or like 10 years more down the line, you know?
Yeah.
This is it's such a shame that this didn't make its money back, because there was like a planned sequel. If this made its money, and
that would have been so cool.
It would have been great.
You think we can get a Disney Plus legacy sequel miniseries?
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Disney, if you're listening, fucking Bob Iger, if you're listening, everyone our age loves this movie. Okay, make the sequel. Make it. Just make the sequel. Just do it. What's the harm? What are you gonna lose money? You have all the money. Disney, just do it. Come on, do it. Make some money.
We gotta release the sequel cut campaign
Release-
on social media.
release
and
Treasure Planet
pressure
2.
them into it.
I don't know if I can work
Release
with
this thing that you haven't made yet.
I don't know if I can work with the Schneider people. The Zack Schneider fandom. I don't know if I feel morally comfortable working with them.
Yeah, no, I was joking. It got a best animated feature nod.
What won that
That's
year?
nice.
What won that year?
Looks like Spirited Away.
Oh yeah,
Fuck, that's a tough
'Cause I
year.
think
That's a tough year to come out.
that's a banger.
Lilo and Stitch and Ice Age
Oof.
That's
and Spirit, which I've heard of but never seen.
I don't
Horse
like
one?
Spirit.
The Horse Girl Anthem.
Yeah, the horse girl anthem. Every horse girl's first crush, a horse. That's not a joke about horse girls. That's a joke about literally every TikTok I've seen of girls being like, "Yeah, I had a crush on Spirit from the movie Spirit."
Do they talk in the movie?
No, they do not.
No, it's just a gorgeous horse.
It's just the most sexy
It says
horse.
Matt Damon plays the horse.
I thought they didn't talk in the
He
movie.
makes great horse noises.
Matt Damon.
Damon as Spirit.
I thought they didn't talk in the movie. Maybe I'm
I
wrong.
mean, I haven't seen it. I'm just talking shit.
I haven't seen it I haven't seen it since I was a very small child. That's a great year for animation. Holy shit. Ice
That's
Age,
stacked.
Lilo and Stitch, Spirited Away, and Treasure Planet.
That's a tough
Man, 2002 is a stacked year.
You remember 2014? The Lego movie didn't even get nominated.
What else came out?
That's crazy.
What else came
Highway
out?
robbery.
Big Hero 6 won, which is like
Incorrect.
okay. How to Train Your Dragon 2,
Wait,
which is valid.
so
Wasn't
much
Big
better
Hero
than-
6 like Aunt Cass though.
Mason.
That's why, dude.
How to Train Your Dragon 2 came out and didn't win against Big Hero 6?
Because it's not the first
Nobody
one.
remembers Big Hero 6 except for me.
We
gotta
all
watch
do.
that
We're
again.
literally all talking about it right now.
I remember Big Hero 6.
I remembered it because of Wikipedia.
No,
My brother loved Big Hero 6. I've probably seen Big Hero 6 like 8 times.
Baymax. We've seen it.
Baymax, Hero, and then there's this 5 other people.
Yeah, but they're not important.
No, they're not. No. What else came out? It was How to Train Your Dragon 2, Big Hero 6, and then what else was nominated?
Tale of Princess Kaguya, Song of the Sea, and the Box Trolls. I have not seen any of those.
I like the Box Trolls, and it's probably Tales of Princess Kaguya.
Was that not Ghibli?
But it is, I think,
That's what I thought.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's Ghibli. Yeah, this whole entire category is just dominated by Disney. It seems like because they also release the Ghibli movies in America.
Yep, and Lego Movie didn't even get a nod.
Which is like one of my favorite animated movies ever. The animation in that was nuts. It was all 3D, but it looked so real.
It looked like stop motion.
Yeah.
But-
And it's so funny. Chris Miller and Phil Lord, I don't know what they've been up to recently, but they're so funny. They're the best.
They've been up to Spider-Verse, dude.
I forget that they're the Spider-Verse people. That's what we were just talking about.
They've been up to Spider-Verse. Have you ever watched Clone High? It's like their first thing.
No.
Oh my god.
Clone High's great. I love Clone High.
Only because like my sister showed it to me on YouTube, and I was like, "What is this thing hidden on the depths of YouTube?"
It's a show that went for one season that Lord and Miller produced and wrote, and it's so good.
All I can recall off the top of my head is like the JFK.
There's JFK, and then there's a love triangle between the clones of Abe Lincoln, Joan of Arc, and Cleopatra.
Looks like they made 2 new seasons.
Yeah, they did. I haven't watched those ones yet. I have watched the original season.
Looks like, what's it called? Reality show, Survivor ripoff animated show on Cartoon Network.
Total
type vibes.
Drama Island. Total Drama Island.
Dude, oh my
I
gosh.
wanna be. That's a
What was
contender
the
for
spinoff?
best. There was Total Drama World Tour. There was Total Drama Action.
Yeah,
There
that's what I was thinking. Action.
Yep.
Yeah, where they're
Yep,
on
yep,
the
yep,
film
yep.
set.
Yep,
Yeah.
and that's the year Duncan won.
Dude,
Oh boy.
I don't. Wait, is he the Mohawk guy?
Yeah,
Spoilers.
he's the Mohawk guy.
Yeah. Okay. I
That's
don't
the
know
year
the
that-
characters that well.
I have name a cartoon from when we were children. I know way too much. I know way more than I should about that cartoon. All right, it's too much.
Cyber Chase.
So, don't even give me. I actually don't know the character's name on Cyber Chase. I do remember loving it though.
Is there a character named Cyber on Cyber Chase? Here's a quick quiz. I don't know the answer.
I don't know either. I'm gonna go with option D. I don't know.
No, you gotta pick A or B.
A. Yes.
No, it's not true. I'm looking. There's a guy named Digit.
Fuck.
There's a villain named Hacker.
Fuck.
Yeah, doesn't look like there's a character named Cyber.
I've been set up.
I did not know the answer to the question when I asked it.
I've been set up.
No.
Listeners, you saw it. I was set up.
You saw it on this audio-only podcast. You saw it.
You saw it.
You
saw it.
You remember when this episode was about Treasure Island?
I don't.
No, I don't.
I really don't.
Treasure Island, main guy, I think his name is Jim. It looks really cool.
I remember when this episode was about Treasure Planet.
You're right. Yeah.
Did I say Treasure
Abel
Island?
got me on that one.
You said Treasure
Abel
Island
me into
twice.
his nonsense.
You said
Oh my god. It's the same.
You struggle so hard with this, and I know it's the same, and I know they like work in tandem with each other, but I'm gonna keep giving you shit because this is so funny to me.
We watched Space
never
Treasure
happened
Island.
to me for anything else.
So it's so funny.
I don't know what's happening.
You're getting old, dude. We're getting old. You're like a daggy old dad who's like, what's that thing? What's your thing that you loves? The Treasures Planet? Treasures Islands?
What is that, Anthem?
What is that anthem? It's so funny.
It's a deep cut for Carter.
That's a good one, Mason. That's a good inside joke that we made on this thing that goes out to the public. Do you want to explain the anthem joke?
Basically, Anthem is a game that I hated. Carter would tease me about it.
It looked a lot like a game that him and a lot of our other friends in high school loved called Destiny. The ad did at least. And so for a full year, I just would tease him about like Anthem being Destiny. And really, it's not that funny of a joke, but I bullied my friend for a year.
Yeah, and it annoyed me because I loved Destiny.
I remember I pre-ordered Destiny, like the first one, played the beta, loved it, and then all of my friends pre-ordered it at GameStop and picked it up the day it came out. I had pre-ordered it on Amazon and it didn't show up for like 4 days.
Buffoon.
I got it and like didn't play it very much because it had been 4 days and I felt like I was in the out group.
In the group of friends that
played Destiny again.
Our buddy's dad voice acted in it.
That wizard was from the moon. Is it that guy?
No, it's the do you remember the Queen of the Awoken?
It was Nathan Fillion.
No, it wasn't Nathan Fillion. That godsend. So you remember the Queen from the Awoken?
I just looked up Destiny on Wikipedia and it shows up Destiny video game, 2014 video game, and then Destiny also the predetermined course of events. That's
yeah, we've been talking about the predetermined course. We've been talking about our destinies.
Yeah, I don't know what you've been talking about, Abel, some type of video game or something, but we've been talking about, me and Mason, our heartfelt belief in destiny as a concept.
Our destiny and the legacy we'll leave behind.
Yes. Also the legacy. Because really, aren't they one and the same?
I'm big on legacy.
I'm big.
Why do you think I have all these books I'm not going to read? It's for my children.
It just looks like you did read them, and then people will be like, wow, he really read. He really read his...
No, actually, to be honest, probably 80% of them I've read. But like, when you accumulate more books and you're not reading, it's tough.
It's tough. It's really tough. Especially when you buy a book that the cover looks really good, and you're just like, man, I really should read that. But
I got to read Dune. Like...
I almost finished Dune and then the movie came out and I was like, fuck, I missed it. And I think I had like 50 or 100 pages left. Like I could have just crushed that.
You could have just crushed it out. What's wrong with you?
And then I just watched the movie. And even though the movie's just like the first half of the first book, I just never finished it. And then I saw the second movie. Like 3 years later. What's wrong with me?
This is unacceptable behavior.
I can't believe I did that.
I think we're all trying to kind of figure that out.
I'm really trying to wrap my head around this bullshit you've done. That's terrible. You could have just finished the book after watching the first movie.
Yeah, but I didn't care anymore because I'd seen the movie.
Yeah,
and the movie was so cool. I thought it was the dopest shit. That was awesome.
I do like the movie Dune and the movie Dune Part Dune.
I didn't watch it because I wanted to read the book, but then I just didn't read the book.
So now you haven't read the book or watched the movie.
Yeah, and now we're just here not knowing Dune stuff.
Now Mason has zero Dune lore in his brain.
I got no Dune lore. I don't even know the Arrakis.
I don't even know the Arrakis.
Now Mason's the dad. Now Mason's like, what are these guys? The Arrakis?
Exactly. Yeah, I don't even know
How
what
many
that is.
Arrakises are there?
How many are there? How many Pauls are there? Is there just one Paul?
I think there's actually more than one Paul.
There's more than one Paul Atreides? We get more than one Timothy Chalamet?
No. You get one Timothy Chalamet.
Don't tease me like that.
Okay. Listeners, this is episode 2.
Treasure Planet.
This
Episode 2, what?
This is the second episode in a row where I will not be affiliated with Mason Winter.
These are backlog. Stop dating these episodes, Carter. Okay.
I'm ruining it. I'm ruining the backlog.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. I'll stop ruining it. Treasure Planet. Anybody got any closing remarks on Treasure Planet?
I thought it was great. Jim and Silver, the father-son moments. I can't remember which one specifically got me to tear up a little bit, but, they were always touching. But yeah, Martin Short as Ben was hilarious. I got the crick in my neck from him. He showed up doing the typing away on like the keyboard or whatever, and I mimicked him. And I got a crick in my neck, dude. I don't know. A couple days after the movie, I was fucked up.
Oh, that's good stuff.
I think I'd give it a 7. I think maybe...
Mason, are we ever going to see the day where Abel gives it higher than a 7? Are we ever going to see it?
Yeah.
We just watched Aragon. This is the third movie that we've watched.
You're dating it now. What the
higher than a 7. I will give this movie a 7. I was thinking I might go up to an 8 if I watch it again and I like it more. I don't see myself liking this movie less, I guess, over time.
No.
Yeah, it was really solid. I would not mind imbuing my future non-existent children with the nostalgia later on in their lives by showing them this movie when they are young.
Okay.
If that makes sense to anybody.
No, that makes sense.
Okay, cool.
Mason, what's your rating? What are you giving it?
I will give it a 9 out of 10.
Dang.
Ooh.
Okay.
I thought that there were elements of adventure, and going out on your own and, going to find pirates' treasure. Like, that's what every kid dreams of. And you get to see the kid live it out. But then you get to see his relationship with his mom. That's great. And then he develops this father figure relationship with this pirate. There's comedic elements with, like, Morph and with Ben and other characters that are comedic relief. And I think there was just so many elements of this movie that would, like... I tried to think if I could recommend it to anyone. And I would basically recommend this movie to any age group. But I couldn't really pinpoint for me what wouldn't make it a full 10 out of 10.
That's fair. I love every character in this movie. There is not a character in this movie that I do not love. It's funny. It's fun. It's action-packed. It's beautiful. It's a future without minimalism. It's my dream. Okay? I want to... listeners, listen up. I hate minimalism. I hate it. This is the antithesis to it. All right? This retrofuturism it's gorgeous. Front to back. I love it. I love the sequence at the end where the planet is actually a transportation device by this ancient civilization, and this pirate found it and he was using it to be a pirate. And then he was such a hoarder, greedy bastard that even after his flesh is decayed off his bones, he still won't let anybody have this gold that he took. He'd rather blow up this planet and all the gold than let anybody have it.
One-Eyed Willie. Every pirate does it.
Yes, it's a classic pirate trope. I love it. I think
so much. What we see now, though, is Carter is and will always be a space pirate at heart.
I'm a space pirate. I'm a spacer. They call them spacers, and I'm a fucking spacer. If I could be a spacer tomorrow, not like an astronaut, a spacer. I need someone to bring out like a 1700s ship with solar sails. All right? Yes. None of this NASA training bullshit. I want to be a spacer. I love this movie back to front. I love the character designs and how the character designs influence the actual characters themselves. I love it. I have to give it a 10 out of 10. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I got to give it a 10 out of 10. Does it have faults? I'm sure it does. Keep them to yourself, bastards. All right, you listeners. I've been calling the listeners bastards a lot today. That's not good.
You're passionate.
I'm passionate. Listen,
Passion begets passion.
don't at me. This is one of my favorite. This is probably on my top 10 list of movies. Not animated movies. So I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I love this movie.
I'd be really curious to see your top 10 list of movies all time.
It changes from
That'd be fun.
week to week.
Yeah, I couldn't. That's the toughest thing.
Maybe we'll do an episode about it. Listeners, tell us if you want to do if you want us to do our top 10 movies.
I'll hear a movie title or see a movie cover and be like, oh yeah, I watched that years ago. That movie was amazing, but I completely forgot about it.
There's just movies that it's like there's no object permanence for movies. They just don't exist after you're not watching them for a while.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. I feel that a lot.
Especially like the gems that like aren't box office hits, that you find that you're like, oh, this movie's great. And then you just forget about it.
No, 100%. Like Gnomes. Not Gnomes. Like the Leprechaun.
Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet is actually a sleeper hit.
I've never seen it.
Have you seen Good Time?
I don't know if I have seen Good
Good
Time.
Time's awesome.
Good Time is great.
All right. Well, we will be back next week to talk about another movie. Might be Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Might not be. I think it will be. Well, we will see you then. Until then, take care.
Bye.